Hey, John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got this question from Patrick, which is kind of a personal question, a topic I haven't really discussed that much, but I think probably a lot of people are wondering about because I don't really talk about this that much. I'll paraphrase this a little bit because it's a little bit long, but he says, I originally posted this as a comment under your More Time article, but was uncomfortable with my tone and its public nature. I didn't want anyone to take it the wrong way. John, I completely see your point and agree on everything you say on managing your time and spending it on things that give back. I've begun looking at areas I am wasting time. However, as a longtime follower of yours community, uh, something occurred to me today that I'm hoping to have an honest discussion. I in no way mean to offense by my following statements. Most of your articles, videos seem to not include enough time for family, faith, community. Now, clearly, I have no idea how much time you spend on any of those or your beliefs. I'm commenting on the fact that when you're allocating your time, these don't seem to be displayed or mentioned, and that they're a big part of my life and my time. So he goes on to say that he's got 6 boys and a wife that he loves spending time with. He coaches basketball. He's on the school board. He does a lot of things. He provides IT support and website design for Christian school, and he's got a large extended family. He does lots of volunteering, um, and he didn't even mention projects around the house and things like that. So he says, part of my worry is that some of these things cannot be done more efficiently, at least not and stay enjoyable. I cannot play a more efficient board game with my boys or go on a more efficient walk with my wife. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, please read no offense into any of my statements, as this is definitely not my intent. And make no mistake, I'm not claiming to be 100% or even 50% efficient currently. I know I'm lacking in many order areas, and he basically wants to know, what's the scoop, right? um, uh, and so this is kind of interesting. This kind of puts me on the spot a little bit here, but I think this is important to address because you're right, Patrick. First of all, I don't talk about a lot of this. You kind of have to read between the lines. But let me say that first of all, I do spend a lot of time outside of just working. I'm a big proponent of working hard. Don't get me wrong, right? I think a lot of people don't work hard enough. I try to be a hard worker, but I'll give you some examples, I guess. So like last year, 2014, I spent 2.5 or 2 months in Hawaii and Maui with my family, and I did some videos and stuff. Which you can see, I record from Hawaii, but I didn't really work full time. I worked maybe like one day a week and did, answered emails, but I was pretty much just having a good time, hanging out with the family, doing family stuff for 2 whole months in Hawaii. I also did a road trip the year before, and we went up to a whole bunch of places on the East Coast. And I took, a month and a half, 2 months off, aside from the essential things I have to keep up with. Just this Christmas, right after Christmas, we went to Washington D.C. for a week, and again, I did some emails and stuff, but I pretty much just hung out with my family, and we did stuff. And I spend time with my daughter. Usually every night we go and play and stuff. So there's definitely time. My we go on date nights, me and my wife. So I definitely spend time away from work. I don't talk about all that stuff as much because I don't think that that's as interesting to people. And I try to keep it to the things that are going to be valuable to you. But I realize that in doing that, I sort of make it look like I just work all the time and that's all I do. Now I do work a lot. I do put in a lot of hours. But here's the thing: I don't watch any TV, right? I hardly even watch movies. I don't play very many video games. I play, occasionally. I basically spend my time either with my family or working, and I take extended vacations, right? So I'll work for 3/4 of the year and take 1/4 of the year off, or essentially, and that's at a big chunk of time. So the way I divide my time is sort of different, and that I think that's where you see that. It depends on how much activities that you've gotten involved with, right? You're not going to be, doing 500 things in the community and volunteering at all these places and like doing all this other stuff and activities outside and still be able to grow a side business on the side and do this kind of crazy efficiency that I often recommend. You're going to have to make sacrifices somewhere. Now, that's why if you listen to my or if you read my soft skills book, and I have a chapter on where you're wasting time. The first thing I come out and say, and I've said on this YouTube channel as well, is stop watching TV. Because remember, if it's going to be a sacrifice, you're going to have to choose which thing to sacrifice. And the first easiest thing to sacrifice that takes up a lot of our times is TV. So if you cut that out, you're going to have a lot more time. So now you can devote that time to working on a side project, right? I'm not saying sacrifice time from your family, although you may have to do some of that. It depends on your goals, right? Everyone's different, but if you want to hit sort of, some of the things that I suggest that you could do in your career, if you want to, really be successful in some area, or to make an impact, be an industry leader, to build a huge following, to build a side business, to be an entrepreneur, you're probably going to have to take bigger sacrifices than most people. And it might not be a permanent thing, right? There was a period of time in my life where I was doing Pluralsight videos for probably about 2 years, where I was working a full-time job and I was working nights. I mean, talking 4 or 5 hours a night every single weeknight, working weekends. It was just crazy. I was sacrificing a huge amount for that time period in order to be able to get free, to get where I am now. And I mean, it was a high price to pay, but to me it was worth it. Now I have more flexibility, more freedom. I don't have to work as hard. I don't work as hard as I did back then. I still work hard, but that's it, kind of the thing. You can't have the cake and eat it too. You have to decide where your priorities are. And remember, you can do things temporarily in life. Like if you want to devote time, for me, it was a conscious decision to say, hey, look, I'm going to spend some time really working hard with my nose to the grindstone on building my reputation, building my career, building this business in order to have a better lifestyle, the one that I have now. Now, do I still work more than my wife would probably like? Yeah, I'm working on that, but but I enjoy more so what I'm doing now, and so and then I have the flexibility. If I want to go and take a vacation somewhere, I can. In fact, we're going to be going to Europe during the summer. I'll still be working, but we're going to go to Europe for like 3 or 4 months and go around and travel a bunch of different places. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question, Patrick. It's good that you brought this up, and don't be afraid to, I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm happy to answer the questions. It's very difficult to offend me. So, I don't mind these kind of questions. And, like I said, I want to be honest, I want to be transparent and show everyone, what I can, because this is how if I can help someone by telling them what I'm doing, either as a good example or as a bad example, I'm happy to do it. But yeah, so I don't know. For your situation, you're gonna have to decide, Patrick, what you want to do. Do you, are you willing to make sacrifices in some areas for some period of time in order to reach some kind of goal? What is important? What's your priorities? What kind of time frames are you looking at? And you might just be happy with how you're allocating your time now. In that case, maybe you're not wasting any time. I mean, maybe you're using it exactly how you want to. The key thing that I guess I'll leave you with is this. You're only wasting time if you're doing what you do not intend with the time. So if I sit down to write a blog post and 3 hours later I've spent them browsing Facebook, that's when I wasted my time. But if I go and I want to, go on a vacation with my family, or do something, or serve in the community, and that's what I intended to do with my time, it's not a waste. All right, well, I hope that helps. If you have a question, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com, and I'd love to do a video for you. And if you like this video, if you feel like this video could help someone who's struggling with time management, definitely share it out. And as always, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get my videos as they come out, usually like 2 or 3 a week. So take care.